Moving sucks. There's no easy way to put it. Moving sucks. And this is the third time that my wife and I have moved since we've been together, and we're going to a generational property, so this should be the last time we ever move. The problem with this is the generational property is just raw land. There's literally nothing there. In an ideal situation, I would move the shop to another shop. I would move the house stuff to another house, but everything has to be moved to an in-between location. So there's a lot of little nuances to moving. I'm gonna try and cover just the main high points with this particular move. So what do? Where does it go? For that answer, we decided to purchase a 40-foot shipping container. My wife has military background, so I don't think I've ever heard her call it a shipping container. To her, it's a conex, and that is rubbed off on me. So if I say conex or shipping container, it's the same thing. All right, Jace Custom Creations Shop 5.0 or whatever it is now. The whole shop's going in this container. Too sunny, I can't see. Whole shop's going in this container, and then whatever's left of the house, it's gonna go in there too. So we have a game plan, we have a destination. What all comes with us? Well, this is the perfect time to purge. Purge absolutely as much as I can justify. And you know, woodworkers, right? We hoard everything as far as wood goes. This little piece of something or other. Ooh, there's a little bit of curl in it. Can't throw that away. There's a little bit of detail. Oh, you can't throw that away, right? You gotta hold on to all these little itty bitty pieces. I purged. What I did is, for all my small stuff, I found a local woodworker who could really benefit from it. So who could benefit from some small stuff? Aha, there's a spoon carver near me. That's perfect. Spoon carving, it doesn't take much material at all. And if you have a bunch of really nice figured stuff that you can provide, give it away, try and sell it if you want to sell it. I gave it away to a local spoon carver, and I'm sure she will get a tremendous amount of use out of that material. So that takes care of all the small stuff. All of the big stuff, you know, I had a bunch of money invested, not a bunch of money to be honest with you. I had a little bit of money invested in the lumber that I had on hand, and I had a local friend who's a good friend of mine, a local woodworker, and he's helped me out quite a bit. I've helped him out quite a bit. You know, it's what you should do, help people. But I thought it would be appropriate for me to give all of my lumber to him. I could probably store it under a shed somewhere, and it would get weathered and damaged, probably. It's just not worth the move physically. So I gave all of my large lumber supply to a local woodworker, which, to be honest with you, wasn't a tremendous amount of wood. It all fit in the back of a pickup truck, but it was still a decent amount of wood. So that takes care of all of the wood. What about the big stuff? Well, I mentioned in the previous video that I sold my CNC machine. Simply put, I don't have the storage space to store it full size for sure, and I don't think that I have the storage space to store it disassembled. And quite frankly, I for sure did not have the time to disassemble it, properly label everything so I don't get it damaged or whatever. I'm sorry, mixed up or whatever. The CNC, I'll get another one. It's going to be larger. So stay tuned for Avid CNC 2.0 in the future. The thing that I didn't tell anybody just yet is I also sold my miter saw station. I had that miter saw station, or I built that miter saw station, I believe it was 8, possibly 9 years ago. I put a tremendous amount of use on it. I think it's a fantastic station. It's a very, very well-equipped cross-cutting station with a tremendous amount of storage. So again, in my last video, I mentioned Back 40 Customs, Zach and Jason. They picked that up, they moved it to their shop, and they're going to be using it. There will be Miter Saw Station 2.0 in the next shop as well. All right, so we have a destination. We've narrowed down what we're actually going to take with us, but now we still need to narrow down and compartmentalize all of the stuff to go into the shipping container, the conex, whatever it is. So there's the first way to obviously handle that is boxes. Put stuff in boxes, right? A step up from that is something that I did in my first my last shop move, 2 shop moves ago, 2-car garage to 30x40 shop, and that is to use 55-gallon barrels. Local to Starkville, Mississippi, which is where I was at that time, there was an oil company who had a bunch of these barrels that you could buy, used barrels, for $5 each, which was fantastic. Absolutely awesome price for a large amount of storage that's super, super durable. The lids were still on and sealed, so I had to cut the lids off, wash out the insides as much as I could, and then start packing the inside full of all the shop belongings. This is great with a big asterisk, because these are so strong and bulletproof, not bulletproof, but bulletproof, to where you can put all kinds of crap in them and you're not going to damage the barrels. That means you can overstuff them with heavy stuff to where they're super difficult to move around. I used a regular 2-wheel not appliance dolly, just a regular 2-wheel dolly with inflatable wheels. No, I wouldn't recommend that. If you can get a hold of an appliance dolly, which has taller handles and has much more leverage, and you can strap around it and really hold onto the barrel, I would recommend doing that if you go the barrel route, because those barrels get heavy fast, absolutely fast. A step up from those barrels is what I did in this space, and that was with stacking big, large crates that I made. So the bins are working out great. Bins are working out absolutely fantastic. It's just a big box to throw everything. So this one, bin number 1, is going to be my closest to the door, readily accessible bin. I've got my clamps and some of the battery tools and that type of stuff that I could justify keeping close to the entrance. Update on moving the shop. These crates turned out, the whole idea or concept of these crates is huge thumbs up. Instead of having 16 million trips for small stuff from here in the shop to the trailer, and then from the trailer to the shipping container, and then once the new shop is built, from the shipping container back to the trailer, from the trailer to the new shop, that's so many extra trips. These big bins, crates, just piling everything in here and then moving it once with some hydraulic assistance, whether it's that or with a tractor, it's just nice. Did I hear somebody say hydraulics? Hydraulics, yes, hydraulics. If there's an MVP of this entire shop move, it's hydraulics. It doesn't matter if it's just an automotive car jack, a pallet jack, a tractor. Hydraulics. If you have access to hydraulics, use hydraulics and save your back. I was able to get a lot of these other smaller tools with the 2-wheel hand dolly. I say smaller. This bandsaw tested me. That's a Laguna 18BX. I have no idea how much it weighs, but getting it up this ramp was made me appreciate all the deadlifts and squats that I did as a younger man. And then the sander I got up there, that was top heavy, so that was kind of annoying. And then the blue one is the Oliver planer. What is that? Oh man, going blank. The Panto router cart and some other carts up there. So I think after the load that I'm going to take today, I think I only have 2 more loads to go, and both of those will be assisted via this pallet jack and a tractor. So that's just the easy work. I knew from the very beginning that I was going to be embracing hydraulics with this move. That was part of the strategy. So I made 2 purchases that I absolutely do not regret buying at all. The first one is a Harbor Freight pallet jack. It was like, I think it was $400. And in the month or so that I've had it, I've absolutely abused it. You can jack it up quite high, or jack up a pallet quite high and drag it across some grass, of all things. If it's nice and solid, you're not going to sink in. Some small gravel, not big gravel, but small gravel. Of course, I mainly got it for use in the shop, to move in the shop itself. And then the second thing that I purchased was a tractor. I've been researching tractors for about 6 months now, and finally made my decision on the one that I want, that I think was best suited for our future our property. I can't say future anymore. Our property. And more on the specifics of that actual tractor, but understand also that not all hydraulics are the same. When it came time to move the jointer, the biggest, heaviest individual thing that I have to move in the shop, the tractor that I was borrowing from a local friend, which is very much appreciated, by the way, simply couldn't lift it. You know, no fault of the tractor. Every tractor, every piece of machinery has limitations. I was hoping that I could be able to lift this up, but I simply couldn't. So to move the jointer, I used a different set of hydraulics, and that was a Harbor Freight engine hoist. Now, I purchased this engine hoist for the last move to help move the table saw and all the other tools on and off my trailer. I had to use it here to move the jointer onto the trailer, and while it was stressful, a lot stressful, it really did work. Yeah! And there goes on the side of the road a bicycle with a weed eater engine. That's new, because it's kind of impossible to have a tractor in two locations at one time. And of course, I need to use my trailer to move the tractor, but I also need the trailer to move the stuff that I'm using the tractor to put onto the trailer. I used the green tractor, my friend's tractor, at the shop, and then I left the big tractor, or bigger tractor, our tractor, at the conex to help unload. And I don't have a tremendous amount of hours put on this tractor by any means, but everything that we needed to lift was lifted very easily and effortlessly with this tractor. So far, I think I've made a good decision with this particular tractor. If you are embracing hydraulics, then it makes sense to also embrace pallets, but keep in mind that not every pallet looks like a pallet. My workbench has the lower rails at about 3.5 inches off the ground, if I'm not mistaken, something like that, low enough that the pallet jack can get underneath it, as well as tractor forks could get underneath it. So it made sense for me to pile all of my delicate hand tools very nice and neatly on top of the workbench, basically spray everything down with WD-40 just as a layer of protection, and then wrap it really good, making sure that nothing can fall off it. And there you go, the workbench is a pallet for stuff that belongs with the workbench. Whatever your storage solution may be, whatever you are creating, be sure to create it so you can stack heavy on top. Remember, this is a big open space. You not only have the square footage, the floor space, but you can go vertical. Make your storage solution strong enough to stack heavy on top. With a move like this, where we're going an hour and a half one way, and then we have to go back, so each day we're driving, and that's 3 hours in the vehicle, think about all of the moving components, no pun intended there, all the moving components and all of the areas for something to go wrong. And try and prepare for those, because you know what? Murphy's Law will kick your butt if you don't. We had this trip back and forth several times, and one of those days I thought to myself, you know what? If we have a flat tire, getting the jack out of the truck, getting the truck's jack out of the truck is going to be chaotic because everything's so buried. I think I should bring my automotive floor jack and just throw it in the back of the truck just in case something happens. And guess what I did? I didn't do that. Luckily, it wasn't a tire that we experienced. It was something totally different. Crazy situation, and awesome dude helped me out. Driving down Interstate 22 headed east near New Albany, there's a bridge, and I hit the bridge doing 75 miles an hour with traffic, speed limit 70, and the whole trailer, because it's basically empty, the whole trailer bunny hopped. The bridge had some pothole or something I didn't see, but the whole trailer bunny hopped and it popped off the ball. Now I have a bolt going through here with a wing nut, and it never undid the latch. Like, it just literally popped right off the top. It's the correct size ball for that hitch right there. Landed on the jack, busted the jack all the way forward. That's as far as I could bend it back, and drug the safety chains. Never did cut the electrical wire, never did any damage to the truck. You can see all this gravel up here from the highway. Crazy situation. But anyway, the gentleman helped me out quite a bit from the side of the road, down the side of the on-ramp. Brought a floor jack up to the highway and helped me. Such an awesome thing. If you ever have the opportunity to pay it forward, always do it. I try to help people as much as I can, and this gentleman helped me, and I just, man, so awesome. So awesome. I am very, very glad and and thankful that the shop move is at least paused and at a temporary state of normalcy. The chaos is the chaos is paused right now until we move into the next shop. Luckily, we didn't have any major damage. Yes, we bent a trailer tongue jack, but that wasn't really any fault of our own. And, the jointer, moving the jointer in, I got like a Band-Aid size section of paint that got rubbed off, but it's paint, so no big deal. None of us were damaged or injured in any way. Some very sore bodies on a few of the nights, but that's no big deal. That's it for this video. Hopefully you found it useful. You guys take care. Go to my website, jacecustomcreations.com/newsletter, and sign up for my email newsletter so you don't miss anything that I publish. You guys take care. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Yeah. What's your question? You want to say something on the video? Well, then come stand up here and say something. You gotta say it real loud so they can hear you.
Make sure to subscribe to Dave's Custom Creations.
Thank you so much.